Maya was half asleep when the Facebook notification chimed. Hey, long time, huh? She glanced at her phone, thumb hovering over the screen. The message was from Rachel Elwood. Maya sat upright, her pulse quickening. That couldn't be right. Rachel died in 2012. Car accident. Senior year. It was sudden, brutal, and Rialshi remembered crying at the funeral, writing a shaky rip post, and watching Rachel's profile slowly turn into a memorial flooded with sympathy comments and school yearbook photos. But now, Rachel was messaging her. The profile looked exactly the same. Same beach profile picture. Same frozen timeline. Except, at the top right, the green dot blinked. Online now. Maya's heart thumped. She hadn't spoken about Rachel in years. Maybe a hacker had taken over the old account. She clicked the message thread. You still live in 4B. Maya's mouth went dry. That wasn't public. It wasn't anywhere. Not on Facebook. Not online at all. She'd moved into 4B 6 months ago and had only told a handful of people. She didn't respond. Instead, she blocked the account. 30 seconds passed. Then came another message, this time from a different profile. No name, same picture. Blocking. Me won't help. Check your window. Something about the sentence made Maya feel hollow inside. Slowly, hesitantly, she turned toward the window beside her bed and lifted the curtain. Nothing, but just as she let out a shaky breath, her eyes dropped to the fire escape. There, half-shadowed in the orange glow of the streetlight, stood a girl. Her head hung at a broken angle, hair matted, skin too pale. She was wearing a navy hoodie. Maya knew that hoodie. It was Rachel's favorite one. The figure didn't move. It just stared, even though Maya couldn't see its eyes. She screamed. By the time she turned back with her phone to take a picture, the fire escape was empty. The police arrived 20 minutes later. They took a quick look around, asked a few questions, then told her it was probably a prank. They clone old profiles all the time, the officer said. It's creepy, sure, but not uncommon. Maya didn't sleep that night. Over the next 2 days, the messages kept coming. Different accounts, different variations of Rachel's name, but always the same photo. Always the same strange, quiet tone. Some messages were warnings. Don't take the subway today. She didn't. That afternoon, a power failure left a train stalled underground for 5 hours. No one died, but it was enough to make her listen. Other messages asked questions. Do you remember what you said to me the day before the crash? Maya had tried to forget. They'd fought. She'd said something cruel, something she regretted. The second Rachel was gone. But how would anyone know that? She deleted her Facebook, switched phones, moved her laptop out of her bedroom. None of it helped. On the third night, she woke to find her computer screen glowing in the dark. She hadn't touched it. Facebook was open. Her old account somehow reactivated. A chat window blinked. Rachel is typing ... Then, I want to show you something. Check your inbox. A video file waited, titled simply, watchme.mp. For her hand trembled as she clicked it. The screen flickered to life, grainy and shaky. It showed a hallway, bleak, dimly lit. The camera tilted as it walked. Maya realized it was someone filming from a phone, someone injured. The camera turned toward a mirror in the hallway. It was Rachel. Her head hung at that same unnatural angle. Her mouth was moving, but there was no sound. The screen went black. Then, another clip began inside Maya's apartment. Her living room, the same couch, same bookshelf. It was live footage. She stood frozen, watching herself from behind on her own screen. Suddenly, in the video, her reflection in the dark window twisted into a grin, and behind it stood Rachel. Closer now, Maya spun around. Nothing but the air was wrong, too still, too cold. That night, she didn't sleep. The door stayed locked. Every light stayed on. The next morning, Maya's neighbor knocked. No answer. The door was open, light still on, food half-eaten. She was gone. Her laptop sat open on the desk. Facebook was still running. One new post had gone up at 3:11 a.m. She died in 2012. But last night, she messaged me. Below it, one like. From Rachel Elwood. They found her barefoot and shivering at the edge of Hollow Creek Cemetery just after sunrise. Emily Sutton, missing for 7 years. The last time anyone saw her, she was 12, walking home from school in her yellow raincoat. She vanished, too. Blocks from her house, no witnesses, no leads, just the rain and the silence that followed. A funeral had been held. An empty casket was buried, her name carved in stone. Emily Sutton, 2006 to 2018, and now, in 2025, there she was, staring at that grave. The police didn't know what to do with her. She hadn't aged a day, still 12, still wearing the same yellow Kotex, except it looked old now, water-damaged and stiff with mud. They checked her fingerprints. They matched. DNA also matched, but she wouldn't speak, just sat in the hospital bed. Pale and silent, eyes wide like she was still somewhere awful. She didn't respond to her parents. Didn't blink when her favorite stuffed bear was placed in her lap. Only once did she move, when a nurse whispered, "She looks like she's been buried alive." That night, Emily began to scream. They moved her to a psychiatric facility in North Hollow, a quiet, wooded place. The kind of place meant to feel safe. It didn't on the second night. The cameras outside Emily's room caught something impossible. At 3:07 a.m., she sat upright in bed, her head tilted toward the corner of the room. Slowly, her mouth opened, widder wide. She began whispering in a language no one could identify, guttural, wet, like something trying to speak. Through soil, her bed shook, the walls cracked, and then, with a pop, the lights went out across the hole. Ward by morning, the camera footage was gone. Dr. Karen Law, the facility's lead psychologist, decided to hypnotize Emily. It wasn't standard practice. But Emily hadn't said a word in days, and the whispering had started spreading to nurses, had quit. One had gouged her own ears, saying she could still hear the girl in her dreams. Under hypnosis, Emily spoke. I was under it. The ground, it was breathing. Dr. Law leaned in. What was breathing, Emily? The dirt, a pause. Something was beneath me. Holding me there, it hummed, and it smiled. I think it wore my face. Dr. Law ended the session. Her hands were shaking. So was Emily's reflection in the one-way mirror, but Emily herself wasn't moving at all. Asterisk, that night, the facility caught fire. Only 2 bodies were recovered. Dr. Law and Emily, except Emily's body, was found in the garden, kneeling facing. Tree buried beneath the tree, police found something else, a second body. Same size, same clothes, same yellow coat. Only it had rotted. Skeleton hands clawed toward the surface. Fingertips splintered against the roots. Tests confirmed it. It was also Emily Sutton. Asterisk, a closed casket funeral was held for the second body. People called it a tragic mistake, misidentification, a girl lost and somehow returned, only to die again. But no one could explain how the original corpse had been buried 12 feet deep in a public psychiatric garden, or why it had never decomposed properly, or why. For 3 nights after the funeral, her gravestone was found wet like something had crawled out of it. Asterisk, 1 month later, the cemetery groundskeeper quit. He told the press he saw a girl in a yellow coat standing beside the grave again. This time, she was staring down into it, smiling. When he called out, she turned to him and whispered, "She's not done yet." Asterisk, they dug up the grave the next day. It was empty. The inside of the coffin lid had a single word scratched into it with bloody fingernails. Traded asterisk since then. Reports have spread. Children talking in their sleep in strange languages. People seeing a barefoot girl in yellow staring through their windows. Samayan Samething Pusby at the foot of their bed, would you like to take her place? No one has dared to answer, not yet, but the grave is still open, and sometimes, at night, something climbs out of it, still wearing that yellow coat, still smiling.